What I find funny about human psychology is they go out of their way to try to get inside my head, and convince me that I'm in fact the narcissist, or I'm this, I'm that demonic influence, I'm that, I'm the other, right? But yet, ironically, I'm not the one living outside of the old covenant and the new covenant. I'm not the one lying, cheating, and stealing my way in order to get to the top. These goofballs are that accuse me of doing these things. Am I the one that stole the £18,000 by bearing false witness? By treating business immorally and unlawfully? No. Betfair are. Therefore, they are the narcissists. And only God knows what other demonic influence. Those that try to get inside my head with their own lies and deception, and only God knows what else, by attempting to use my past against me and whatever they can dig up here, are actually in fact the narcissist along with demonic influence. But yet ironically, these clowns go out of their way in the attempt to convince me I'm these things. Please. Take a good look at yourselves, people. You're only projecting yourselves onto me in the attempt to convince me that I'm said things when I'm really not. You clearly know nothing about me. I'm just another meat suit, like each and every one of you out there. A male meat suit. I so happen to have a heart, a mind, and a soul. And I so happen to be a new creation. But yet, ironically, you clowns, like I said, go out of your way to project whatever BS you possibly can onto me, and then convince me that I'm said things. When in reality, and truth be told, that couldn't be any further from the truth. So in other words, you're making a mockery, along with a joke, of yourselves. And you're wasting your own time. Because one, like I said, each and every one of you are living outside of the Old Testament and New Testament. You're lying, cheating, stealing, bearing false witness, attempting to kill, destroy, and only God knows what else, in order to convince yourselves that you're climbing the top, right? By throwing people under the bus, however many chances you get. When in reality, in actuality, you never were, and you never have been climbing the top. You will always forever remain at the bottom of the pile. And why is that? Because like I said, you are living outside of the Old Testament and the New Testament, which ultimately makes each and every one of you an abomination unto God and His Son Jesus Christ, lest you repent of your ways. There's enough out there going around for anyone and everyone. Even those that persecute me, and even those that go out of their way to steal however much they can from me, leaving me with little, if not next to nothing. The same goes to each and every one of you too, but you're not going to get that by treating me the way that you do. That is a given fact. You will, however, get it all stripped back through your so-called connections that you so blindly and foolishly call friends, because they are not your friends. They are nothing more than empty meat suits wearing spiritual masks, putting on an act, trying to be either fake nice or fake good, whilst chatting bare smack behind your back once it's turned. I know human psychology, like I said, better than people even realise. And yet people try to underestimate me, intellectually that is, only to get burned every time. And there it is. Like I said, people go around, right, wanting greater good things, which we all do, myself included, but yet they have the audacity to steal as much as they possibly can from me in here, financially that is as well, only to then convince themselves that they're going to get that however many times over through their so-called connections. You're in for one rude awakening, people, because like I said, you're not going to get greater good things by stealing from me, leaving me with little, if not next to nothing, because you're going to get it all taken away from each and every one of you through your so-called connections, who you call friends, because they are not your friend. And this is why I don't have friends. Maybe 4, 6, 8, no more than 12 trustees that I would happily lay down my life for. Other than that, no. I have no friends. Because I see through it. 1, it's bullshit. 2, it's nonsense. And 3, people, like I said, are a bunch of phony Montanas. They put on this fake nice and fake good approach, as you will, trying to fool people into thinking they're said things, when in reality, if you were to pry away or pry apart even their spiritual masks, you will actually see them naked for who they truly are. In other words, they are non-existent. They're just empty meat suits. They are empty meat suits even, attempting to hijack the human mind, the human heart, and convince people into doing evil. 24/7, even in daylight hours. You know it's getting real now, when even the devil no longer hides in daylight hours. He is everywhere. Not just the dark, but in daylight hours. Sunshine time. You can see the degeneracy happening in daylight hours. It just goes to show how brazen the devil really is. Am I praising him? No. He's a moron. He's a fool, for one. By using however many people he could possibly use in the attempt to do his dirty bidding against me, leaving me with little, if not next to nothing at all. And these said people are actually in fact going to reap the weight upon their shoulders, however many folds over, according to the weight that they dished it onto me in the first place. And that's the only way people are going to learn in life, that you're not going to get greater good things by stealing it from others. That is a given fact. You will, however, get it stripped away however many folds over through your so-called connections that you blindly and foolishly call friends. Because once again, for the last and final time, I am going to make this a short video. They're not your friend. They're just a bunch of actors pretending. Because I can guarantee each and every one of you now, as soon as your back's turned, they will chat bare smack behind it. In other words, they will treat you not only like a laughing stock, but they will insult you, they will smear you, and only God knows what else once your back's turned. I've been dealing with this throughout my entire life, my childhood included, and this is why I don't have friends, because people, like I said, for the most part, are full of shit. Once again, bar the 4, 8, no, bar the 4, 6, 8, no more than 12. And you know you're on the right path, like I said, when it gets narrower and narrower and narrower. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed at night. You know you're on the right path when you don't have hundreds upon hundreds or thousands upon thousands of friends and all of this. Like, you know, the Christians of popularity today want and foolishly follow. But yet, if they were to use their conscience along with knowledge, wisdom and common sense, they would know that there's no truth to any of it, even behind like the fake good and the fake nice approaches that they put on towards said Christians of popularity. Because I can guarantee these said Christians now, as soon as their backs are turned, these so-called friends that they blindly even and foolishly follow will chat their smack behind their back. They will smear said Christian, treat them like a laughing stock, smeared them, if I've not already said that, along with attempt to destroy them any possible way they can by sending the flying monkeys in the first place. And this is why I don't blindly and foolishly follow the system like the vast majority of everybody else. Even behind their so-called fake nice and fake good approaches to life. Even those that look the nose up with a snotty-nosed attitude, thinking they're above me and they're better than me and all of this. I see through that as well. One day, they're good to be around, elevating, to say the least. And then on other days, they treat you like complete and utter shit. So it just goes to show how real they think they are, when they're not real. They are nothing more than a bunch of empty meat suits, like I said, trying to hijack the human heart, the human mind, into committing evil against us real ones. That is a given fact. And the more I keep exposing it through the gospel word, the more they're going to hate, the more they're going to ramp up their smear campaigns and only God knows what else toward me, only to reap that weight back however many folds over, until each and every one of them are crushed and defeated via the victory of Christ. Because there's only one winner in this war. It's none of these clowns going against me, or anybody else for that matter. It's God and the Son of Man themselves. They claimed victory however many years ago, and they still to this day remain the victor. And that is where I get to rebuild, as well as re-energize and realign my soul with them in order to attract the life that they want me to have, according to the gospel word. So really, these clowns that think they're stealing from me 24/7 are not actually, in fact, stealing from me at all. Because I can always rebuild day in, day out. And this is what pisses people off. They can't once it's gone. And this is why I see a lot of pissed off people. Congratulations, you've outdone yourself. And this is what happens when you go around stealing it from other people. It's going to get taken back from you. God will see to it, you best believe. He always does. And that is your punishment, along with consequence, for living outside of the Old Testament and the New Testament, in order to get what you want. Which, once again, like I said for the last and final time, makes you an abomination, lest you repent of your evil, wicked ways, people. It's a wrap.